David Baldacci has 6 different series running at once, and half of them share detectives. Start in the wrong spot and you'll meet a character mid-breakdown before you've met them at all. Here's the order that actually works, series by series, oldest to newest. First up, the Camel Club. 4 aging operatives, one of them supposedly dead to the world, meet at Lafayette Park to trade conspiracy theories. Then one of the conspiracies turns out to be real. Book 1, The Camel Club. Oliver Stone isn't his real name, and the men he meets at midnight in the park aren't just old friends killing time. They witness a murder that traces straight back to the vice president's office. Book 2, The Collectors. A rare book thief and a Library of Congress murder pull the Camel Club into a scheme involving stolen first editions worth more than most banks. Book 3, Stone Cold. This is the one where Oliver Stone's buried CIA past stops staying buried, and a hitman starts working through his old kill list, with Stone's name on it. Book 4, Divine Justice. Stone goes on the run after settling an old score and lands in a small town where everyone, it turns out, is hiding something too. Book 5, Hell's Corner. A bombing steps from the White House pulls Stone back into government work he swore he was done with. The Camel Club's last full outing together. Series 2, Sean King and Michelle Maxwell. Both agents failed to stop an assassination years apart, and both have been living with it since. Together they investigate the cases nobody else wants reopened. Split Second, where King and Maxwell first cross paths, each haunted by a protectee they couldn't save, and a case that links their 2 disasters together. Our Game, a killer restaging history's most notorious murders in a small Virginia town, and King and Maxwell racing the clock the killer set for them. Simple Genius, a codebreaker's suicide that isn't one at a secretive CIA training compound where nothing is what the sign on the door says. First Family, the president's own niece vanishes, and King is the one person the service trusts enough to bring back in from the outside. The Sixth Man, a defense attorney, turns up dead right before trial, and the client he was defending might be the most prolific killer King and Maxwell have ever faced. King and Maxwell, a soldier declared killed in action, a grieving mother who swears she just heard his voice, and a case that becomes the duo's final act together. Series 3, John Puller. Army Criminal Investigation's top agent, sent in whenever a case is too politically radioactive for anyone else. And a heads up, Puller's series doesn't stay in its own lane. One of the series still ahead crosses directly into his, and will flag exactly where. 0 Day, Puller's introduction, a double murder in a West Virginia coal town that looks local, until it very much isn't. The Forgotten, Puller investigates his own aunt's death off the books, and uncovers a trafficking operation running through a sleepy Florida town. The Escape, Puller's brother, convicted of treason, breaks out of the country's most secure military prison. Puller has to find him before anyone else does. No Man's Land, the case Puller's spent his whole career avoiding. His own mother missing for 30 years, and a cover-up that goes higher than he ever suspected. Series 4, Will Robie, an off-the-books government assassin, precise and unbothered, until a job goes sideways and he starts wondering who's really writing his target list. The Innocent, Robie's ordered to kill a woman on sight. He hesitates for the first time in his career, and that hesitation unravels everything he thought he knew about his own agency. The Hit, Robie's assigned to take out a fellow assassin gone rogue. The closer he gets, the more her betrayal starts to look like something else entirely. The Target, Robie's sent into North Korea on a mission with no extraction plan, alongside King and Maxwell's Michelle Maxwell working her own angle on US soil. A Quick Flag, Bullseye, released the same year, is the crossover novel where Robie's world and King and Maxwell's world collide directly. Read it after The Target if you want the timeline in order. The Guilty, Robie returns to the small Mississippi town he ran from 20 years ago because his own father's been charged with murder. Endgame, Robie's mentor Jessica Reel disappears in a remote Colorado town, and Robie learns just how far off the map she's willing to go. Series 5, and the one most readers ask about first, Amos Decker. A head injury on the football field left him with perfect, inescapable memory. He can't forget a single crime scene he's ever walked. Memory Man. Decker's own family was murdered years ago, unsolved. When a copycat crime surfaces, his perfect memory becomes the only thing standing between him and reliving that day forever. The Last Mile. A man on death row, minutes from execution, gets a stay when another confession surfaces. Decker has to decide if the system got it wrong twice. The Fix. A man shoots a stranger in broad daylight, then himself, with no apparent connection between them at all. Decker's memory is the only tool sharp enough to find the thread. The Fallen. Visiting his in-laws in a dying Pennsylvania town, Decker stumbles onto two bodies in a boarded-up house and a drug pipeline running under the whole community. Redemption. A man Decker helped convict decades ago, back when he was a beat cop, is released and tells Decker he arrested the wrong person. Decker has to reopen his own worst mistake. Walk the Wire. An FBI assignment sends Decker to a North Dakota boomtown, where a single murder starts spiraling into something the local police were never equipped to handle. Long Shadows. Decker's given a new partner whose condition is Decker's mirror image. She can't hold on to memories at all. The most recent Decker novel, and the one that changes his whole dynamic. Series 6. Atlee Pine. An FBI agent working the loneliest beat in the Southwest, who spent her whole adult life quietly investigating the childhood kidnapping of her own twin sister. Long Road to Mercy. Pine's introduction. A bizarre death at the Grand Canyon turns into a case that circles back, impossibly, toward the twin sister she's never stopped searching for. A Minute to Midnight. Pine finally returns to her Georgia hometown, to the exact house where her sister was taken, and starts pulling on threads the local police buried decades ago. Daylight. Pine's search for her sister's kidnapper collides directly with John Puller's own case in New Jersey. If you've read the Puller series, this is where the two worlds finally meet. Mercy. The book Pine's entire arc has been building toward, where the truth about her sister finally, fully surfaces. So, where do you actually start? If you're brand new to Baldacci, start with Memory Man. It's the most self-contained entry point, and Amos Decker is the character most readers fall for first. If you want the deepest, most connected world, start at the Camel Club and read forward. These series talk to each other more than you'd expect. And if you've already read Puller, don't skip Daylight. That's where his story and Atlee Pine's finally cross. 6 series, 1 author, and a reading order that finally makes sense. Grab a free printable bookmark for your next thriller binge at hooktobooks.tv/bookmarks. See you in the next one.